Okay, is this thing on? Make sure those. Okay. Sorry, this for DeviantArts Rwby band users. It's sorry this is 2 days late. I had some stuff happen, so it's like I had it got delayed, but it's getting done now. So I just watched from episode 9 to episode 12 again. So pretty much they were all the same fan reactions, most likely than what I had the first time, if not, or from the last time I did a video, which was I think for 9, 10, maybe 9, 10, maybe 11, and the For Maiden's story, maybe more. So pretty much I'm going to be going over what 9 through 12 was, partially, but mainly going over my fan reactions because it's 2 minutes to 10 from where I'm at, and I have to be semi-quiet because my parents are sleeping. So we're going to start with episode 9. Pretty much, as we all knew from the episode 8, Pyrrha and Penny were supposed to go against each other. Now, we all knew that Penny was a robot. Not an android or robot. She was an actual robot that looked like a girl. And Pyrrha has ability over anything metal, or I think. So, with that being said, there was a realization that Rwby had, and I think all of us did. Now, the other thing was, and I think everyone noticed, during the battle between them, Pyrrha and Penny, Emerald was using her mind manipulation to mess with Pyrrha's mind, so that when she used her ability, it would go a little overboard. In other words, from what we saw, she made her think that there was so many of these swords, when actually there was only a few, the ones that Penny usually owned. Now, I'm reading off of a notebook of my reactions, so bear with me, because it's like I knew where I was going to be getting this stuff right away. Now, the thing is, and we saw this with Yang, all those negative emotions. Now, Grimm are attracted to that stuff, all that negative emotion. Most of them, though, don't really care. Like, we saw those giant elephants, or mammoths, or whatever they were. And it's like, as long as people kept their distance, they kept their distance. It's like some new adapted to modern society. But with all this increasing negativity ever since Yang's false accusations, not everybody was really feeling happy. So then now this. I mean, everyone's shocked and terrified and sad and angry and all these other emotions all at the same time when Pyrrha uses her ability, and that we finally got to see how Penny works with that. It's some sort of strings that we saw and that we usually couldn't see. I don't know how they did that, if it's because of whatever technology, but they wrapped around Penny's arm, Penny's waist, and I don't know what else they wrapped around, but it was to the point where it could bend it and then split her in half. So fast forwarding a bit to when Cinderfall's talking on the thing. In all honesty, and don't kill me, people, I swear this is just my own view, and I bet there's other people who have this too. I kind of can see Cinderfall's viewpoints. I can see, which I think is originally with someone I will be talking about at the very end. Now this might be a two-part because I can only do 15 minutes at a time. But of the last episode 12. So no spoilers until the end. Noting that this is pretty much all spoilers for anyone who is not caught up. And I know there's people who haven't, sadly. I used to be one of them. So I can see Cinder's idea, like what she sees in what's going on in modern times now. How we've become lazy, and even though we still train hunters and huntresses. but I do not support it. I mean, like, if I have to go with my own views, the thing is with me, it's like most of the time when I have so many different thoughts running through my mind. Sometimes I'll use a no C to categorize my own bits of personality. All honesty, um, one person, there's three things then. Majority of my um the OCs I could say would say that she's completely wrong. It's confusing and they're just against her because they want a time of peace. One person OC, which is actually a really good one I like. She can understand what Cinder's going through, but does not support it. While my third one understands what she's going through, but mainly likes to is more or less for the killing or whatnot. So it's like she would support it. So right now I'm pretty much with the one that I said in the middle, as my viewpoint. I understand it, but I do not support it. And then by the end we get to see Adam, who I think he's the head of the White Fang. I think he's the new leader that was ruthless that Blake was telling about in the very beginning, or I think unless that was season 2. No, that was season 1. Anyway, I'm just gonna move on to episode 10 because I'm already at 6.5 minutes. So the school comes together, but the thing is, it's all, and I'm just gonna say this because it's actually in a future note. All the ones that they've shown that are actually main character, or not even main characters, but main people that they've actually talked about. Because we know like we know, season 1, the only people that got shown were actually characters that were acknowledged. And that one guy that was in the classroom, who no one knows who it is. Like, he's the one who was saying, like, yeah! And then sat back down. No one knows who he still is, I think. And then season 2, they brought in where everyone else got their own individuality, but not everybody was gonna be talked to. Obviously, that was, like, with civilians, but I mean, like, even more or less, they went not just with, they only had their 4 teams from Vale, and then the rest of the teams that they had from the other schools, all come together, pretty much to stop whatever's going on, excluding Cardin's group, obviously. I think now that, from that point of view, and watching it again, I really think that John and Pierre are really becoming knowing what it is to be a leader. More than what we've seen in the last 2 seasons, or even, up before this point in season 3. Because they understand what's going on, and they need to stop what's going on. And it's like, we've seen them grow up so much from season 1. Now, the next thing. I know I've talked about this before. Velvet's camera. Now, that's not the first time we've seen it. I think she was showing it at some point when they were sightseeing or whatnot, and I don't know if we've seen it anywhere else. But it's like this is the second or third time that we've seen Velvet's camera. Everyone thought that was her weapon. Boy, were we wrong. And I'm gonna get into this theory, in a little bit, and once we get to the next thing. Next is another weapon, Generals. It's a gun, kind of a knife. And this is where it gets kind of interesting. When he's battling the Grim, he actually stops that Grim with his hand. And then we get to see what happens, why he's like that. But it's like, when I saw that, it's like, holy crap, what the hell is he... what kind of medicine does he take? Or what kind of vitamins does he take? Because I want that. Turns out it wasn't, so. Ooh, cool. Sorry, my dad's got a sports channel on, so, there's a commercial with all these different Marvel characters. Deadpool! Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to, try to go back. There we go. That way I can watch it. Gotta love these commercials. Gotta love Deadpool, honestly. Okay, so And then fast forward a little bit more, and we get to where the general is talking to the kids before he tries to get his ship back, which is taken over by Neo and Torchwick. Now, most of this stuff is like them fighting Grimm or them fighting somebody. So not everything I'm going to talk about is going to happen. It's just from my reaction notes and what I'm pulling off from the information from that. Same with the groups thing is like they knew they were going to go and try to stop the Grimm. It's not like, even if there was like no way that anyone was going to be backing down unless there was something going on where they couldn't. Next is Torchwick. So like I said, Neo busted him out of the little jail he was in, or jail cell he was in, on General Ironwood's ship. And now he's taken over like one of the ships, and he's pressing buttons, trying to figure out. There's a boom after the first one. Then he drops a bunch of robots with the second button, and it's like you gotta love to hate that guy because he's hilarious. And I mean, he's based off of a character. I mean, this main guy in Clockwork Orange with this little eyelash thing and this bowler hat and even the cane, I think. So I mean, I don't know if that was like that guy's personality or which I mean, not like I said, not everybody. I've said it before. Not everybody is based off of somebody or completely. Like they take aspects from it. Now and then, like I said, Neo gives them something like this little phone or whatever their little digital devices, and he puts in the computer, and it takes over all the robot soldiers that Ironwood brought. Next is so when that happens, the ones on the ship General Ironwood, oh my gosh, I'm going Avatar here. General Ironwood brought it exploded. And it's like, no! And I don't think I made that reaction the first time I watched that episode because it's like I didn't really care about Ironwood, but it's like, no, he's badass. I didn't realize he was badass until this time around. Okay, I'm probably gonna try to finish up this episode and then I will make a part 2. If I don't, or I might get it all done in one thing. I don't think I'm going to. And then when Rwby lands on the ship, because she has to stop whoever exploded General Ironwood's ship, Torchwick tells Neo to go and take care of it, and then he cracks his neck. Now I do that, but I also do that, which is what Torchwick does. He does one of the two. So it's like, we crack our necks the same, we both are twisted. But the thing is, he's more like realistic, like, which I will get into later as well. As I said before, Adam had appeared in the last episode, very end, with his troops. So, when Blake and Weiss separate so she can take care of another Grimm, she hears some struggling and sees that Adam is back. And it's like, reunited and it feels so good. I'm not kidding, that was going through my head when I thinking that, or that word, reunited, when that scene happened. It's like, ugh. But then he calls her darling. It's like, okay, maybe they were a thing. Now the thing is, before this point, and I wanted to say this before, but it's like, I'm gonna say it. And I will retouch on it in the next episode. As we know, a lot of speculation and assumption was Blake Belladonna and Adam Taurus are Beauty and the Beast. And then at some point when we found out that Blake was a faunus, everyone thought, okay, she's the Beauty and the Beast. Nope, that's not it. Sorry, here. Actually, it's far from the truth. She may be a faunus and partially a beast, but she is all beauty and all brain and all heart. While Adam is really the beast. He really is the beast. I'm gonna finish this episode and then do another one. So I'm gonna jump forward and Cinder, Emerald, and Mercury are all on the top of the building talking. It's like she says something about you don't want to miss what's coming, and we almost think she's talking to us, or at least I thought so, because she looked kind of forward at the screen where the screen was, or the direction of a camera. But I think she actually was just talking to Mercury. But it's like if she did break the fourth wall, that would be actually scary. We have another Deadpool, and she's more twisted. Um. So then there's some rumbling, like I think around when and it's like I was thinking Jaw. Are we gonna start hearing the Jaws theme? Is there a dinosaur like one of those mammoth things? Nope. It's a giant grim dragon and from the ooze that drips off its wings makes more grim. Yay. Actually, it is really badass. I really like that. And I wish I remember what it's called, but I didn't look at Wiki before I start doing this. Last note, and then I will end this and then do another video and then start uploading this while I'm doing some housework before I go to bed, or take a shower and go to bed. Jean and Pyrrha have a quick glancing moment before they start to battle. And it's like, oh, they understand each other. It's like another ship moment. It's like, yeah. So that's about it. I will do another episode in a few seconds, so just stay tuned.